tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
Hi, everybody. It's your girl, Carla Renata, a.k.a. the Curvy Critic. I'm trying to get rid of that ad. Okay, hey, there we go. So hi, everybody. I know you are either sick or shut in or bored or whatever the case may be. And I am here to help you get through the day. Hello, Brandon. Thank you for joining me in the chat room today and for your patience, you guys. This is new for us at the studio, so we're just trying to work it all out. Let me turn this off so I'm not listening to myself. There we go. So, yeah, you guys, it's off and crack-a-lacking. So let's just talk about a few things. Now, let me tell you what I was doing last week where I couldn't seem to make my way up in here. So last week, what had happened was I was filming a series 3 situation for Focus Features for the show that I do called That Scene. So I did season 2, and it's me and a bunch of film critics. So I'm in my office. I know y'all can see that ring light in the mirror of one of my posters. I'm sitting in my office at home. I was trying to light myself, but I might need to pull her back a little bit because that's a little too much light. There we go. Pull that ring light back. But yeah, so I was taping that, and that's why I wasn't able to come, because the taping went a little bit longer than we had anticipated. So I wasn't able to come into the studio. Turns out that wasn't such a bad thing, because a couple of days later, the stuff literally hit the fan. The last big premiere that they had here in Los Angeles was the Mulan premiere for Disney, for the Mulan movie. So there's that. Oh yeah, that lighting looks much better. So yeah, that was the last big premiere that they had, and it was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? But the day before, I went to an honor of one of my girlfriends. You've seen her on the show with me before. Her name is Yvette Nicole Brown, and she was being honored with a Lion Roar Award from the International Women of Power organization. So I went to that, and we honored her, and it was wonderful. Everybody was in tears. It was a great thing. Then I went to Leslie Odom Jr.'s kickoff of his brand new tour with all original music. His wife, Nicolette Robinson, came out. And if you guys don't know Nicolette, go and check her out. She was the lead role in Waitress on Broadway for a minute, and I've worked with her before. She's wonderfully talented. And I'm telling you what, if you don't know what Black love looks like, then says you were invited. Okay. If you don't know what Black love looks like, then Leslie and Nicolette will definitely show you what it looks like. So there's that. And then what else did I do? I told you about Focus Features. Oh, when we did the Focus Features thing, one of our film critics wasn't able to join us because they were afraid of the corona virus kind of getting to him. So they asked him not to fly. And little did we know the stuff was going to hit the fan a few days later. So anyway, so that was what my week was like. And I did my best. Let me move my keyboard over so I can see what you're doing. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Michael B. Hey, the good juju. How y'all doing? Are we having the GH report? Yes, we are, good juju. We are streaming that live just like we are streaming this. So yes, we will be doing the GH report. What's up? How y'all doing? All right, so that's what I was up to. And I just want to tell you what we're going to talk about today. If this is your first time joining me, you're at Black Hollywood Live. Today is Sunday, March 15th, and this is the Curvy Critic with Carla Renata. If you have never been here before, give me a big old thumbs up in the on the page to let me know you were here. Please subscribe so that you can get notifications about when we go live like we are today. And yeah, and what we do here at the Curvy Critic is I give you the latest news around Hollywood, not gossip, but news, because we don't gossip at the Curvy Critic, but I give you news. I tell you about the latest film releases. I tell you about if I know something about some films, other than the releases, I'll tell you that too. So there's that. So let's just get right into it. I saw a film at the South by Southwest Festival, which I'm going to talk about how the coronavirus or COVID-19 has affected Hollywood toward the end with the news segment. But right now, I'm just going to talk about the reviews. But I saw a film called Go Back to China, and it was at South by Southwest last year. And the director was, her name is Emily Ting. And Emily was a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous interview. She was pregnant with twins at the time. She's since had the twins, and they are moving and grooving and running around and acting out. But I interviewed her about this film that she has. It is produced by Gravitas Ventures, and it stars YouTube sensation Anna Akana. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. And it's about this spoiled rich girl named Sasha, who Anna plays, Sasha Lee. And she blows through most of her trust fund. She goes out with her girlfriends. Her money is spent. She has nothing going on. And then what happens is she ends up uh having to ask her dad for some money, and her dad's like, I'm not going to give you any more money, you need to come home and learn the family business. So that's what ends up happening with her. That's a picture of me and Emily, and one of the stars of the film when I went to interview them that day. But oh man, I had such a great time with them. It's a wonderful, wonderful film. That Sasha ends up going to work with her dad in China at a toy factory. Now, I asked Emily at the time if this was anywhere closely resembled to her real life, and it kind of was parallel to her real life, but not exactly. Her father does own a toy company in China. He did make her go home to China to work in the family business for a minute. And that stuffed animal that I was holding in the picture is one of the animals that she designed and made. So this movie is a great lesson in how some of us, whether we're rich or not, depend upon our parents when we get in trouble. And it's a great lesson in how you need to depend on yourself and bet on yourself and make things work by any means necessary, which is exactly what Sasha ends up doing. So it started streaming video on demand on March 6th. So you guys can catch it while you're shut in. So yay, I'm trying to bring you things that I know you can either watch or are coming up to watch, since we can't really go to theaters right now across the country. So again, the name of the film is called Go Back to China. It's available via video on demand as of March 6th, and it is directed by Emily Ting and produced by Gravitas Ventures. All right. So the next one I want to talk to you about is this film I've been screaming about ever since I went to Sundance, called Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. And this film is so important right now for a variety of reasons. I'll talk about that when we come back. But I do have this interview that I did with Eliza HIttman. She is the director of the film, a wonderful director. And we talked about a variety of different things, but I'm not going to tell you what we talked about. I'm going to let you take a listen to the interview that I did with the director of Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always, Eliza HIttman. Oh, no worries. Okay. No worries. So let me just finish talking. We're waiting for that file to come up. And you guys, thank you for your patience and for moving and grooving with us today, because we are, oh, there it goes. Oh, wait. um, Moving and grooving with us today because this is new for us. It's new for our engineers. It's new for our producers. It's new for me. So we're trying to get it together. Thank you for your patience. And we're going to work it all out. But when this interview does come up, y'all are going to get your entire life. No worries. So while that is downloading, you guys, I will talk about some other things, and my producer will let me know when we're ready to go. So, so I will talk about The Banker, which I've talked about here before. The Banker is produced by Apple TV. It's directed by George Nolfi. It is starring Samuel L. Jackson, Anthony Mackie, and Nia Long. And it deals with these two African American Black men in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s in Los Angeles, who owned a great deal of real estate and some banks. And of course, as anyone, when they start to make money and they get a little comfortable, they start getting a little greedy and things go awry. But it's a wonderful film. And I looked at some of the reviews that people wrote, and they weren't too kind to this film. And I'm not really quite sure why, but it is a true story. So I don't know if they have problems with the true story. I don't know if they have problems with the performances, but I didn't have problems with the performances. So Brandon is telling me, I'll get back to the banker in a minute. Brandon's saying he's been using his Disney Plus since we can't go to theater, watching the classics and Clone Wars. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of stuff online too because I can't go to theaters. And I'm just interested to see how this is ultimately going to affect the movie industry and the Hollywood industry in general. Will you still review General Hospital? Yes, Sam, I still will be reviewing General Hospital on AfterBuzz. Uh, Pop on over there a little after the 6 o'clock hour, and me and Frank will be there. Um, I know, Mike. Are we ready?
I am going to try something real quick. I tried
Okay.
setting up something real quick. This might
Okay.
work.
Okay.
Thank you for your patience with this.
No
Just give me a
problem. It's all
second.
good.
Let me throw this on up here.
It's
Let
all
me
good.
roll
So,
this. All right, let me try and play this and see if it works.
okay, we'll see. Here we go, possibly, you guys.
It doesn't look like the audio is going through. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
sorry about this, Carla. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to roll the interview just on the basis of how we're doing things right now.
No problem. I can play it on my end. So how
Gotcha.
about we do that? Let me
Gotcha.
find it.
That sounds
Um,
good.
let me see. Let me find that interview. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Oh, stop that. Let me find her. All right. So because this is new for us, you guys, and we're just trying to figure some stuff out, I'm going to try to play this interview on my end. You won't necessarily see it, but you will hear it.
All
So
right.
let me see if I can find it real fast, and we will
Absolutely.
play it as soon as I pull it up. Here. Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. Where is it? Nope,
I
that's
can
not
send
it.
you the link real quick if you'd like.
I have it on my desktop somewhere. Let's
Wonderful.
see. Because I put it on here, so it should be here. I'm like, where is it? Let's see. You know what? I will. Let me go over here. I think I have it over here. Mm-mm-mm-mm. That's not it. That's not it either. Okay. All right. So let me find this for y'all real fast. Send me the link, Vito, and we'll go ahead and do that. I don't know why I can't find it on my computer. You know,
Absolutely,
that
no worries,
always works.
Carla.
Whenever you're looking for something, you can't never find it,
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly
That's always the
exactly
way
the
it goes.
case.
If I wasn't looking for this interview, it'd be right in front of my face, staring at me, looking crazy.
Sent right back to you, Carla.
Thank you so much.
Of
I
course.
appreciate you.
Of course.
Let's see here. I probably should have pulled it up just for the on
And thank you
spec.
again, everybody, for your patience on this. I know this is
Thanks,
a very
everybody.
weird
Sorry so
situation.
much. It's such an odd situation for all of us, so we're really just trying to work it out. But I really want you guys to hear this, so I will go ahead and play it for you. Here we go.
Thank you very much,
All
Carla.
right. So here we go. This is the Eliza HIttman interview. Eliza, I have so many questions for you. So many questions. So hit you. Why the title? Never, rarely, sometimes, always.
Title just like appears. I was talking a lot with a social worker about parenthood in the research process, and just asking her questions about what would your concerns be with a minor who had traveled from out of state. What would you want to know? What would you want to look out for? How would you interact with them? And they started talking to me about how a key part of a counseling session is something that's called intimate partner violence, all about consent and trying to get a better sense of the types of sexual relationships that a person who comes to the clinic is having. And instead of asking yes or no questions, because that doesn't really, they found that yes or no wasn't effective, they started using the Likert test, which is never, rarely, sometimes, always. And they found that in giving more answers, it was a way to open up a conversation.
I love the title because most people are not going to know what it's about until they walk into that theater. So I love it for that reason.
Yeah.
I love it for that reason.
It's a little bit of a mystery. People don't remember it, and after they've seen the movie, they can't forget it.
Oh no, I remembered it. I've been talking about this movie since I saw it at Sundance. I was on Fox LA talking about it here in LA. I reviewed it. I've been talking about it everywhere because it's important. I think it's an important subject and not any more important than what happened yesterday. So yesterday in the news, they were talking about how, this is the Trump administration's first time at dealing with abortion during his tenure, which is going into his fourth year now, based on this Louisiana case. And the thing that's interesting about it is that we have somebody on the Supreme Court, one of the judges, Brett Kavanaugh, who I don't think he cares anything about women's rights in one regard or another. So I was just wondering, you know what I mean? So I was just wondering, knowing that this hit the news yesterday, how do you think that case and the impending outcome of it is going to affect the film?
Well, I think if the conservative part of the Supreme Court is successful, that it will green light state with anti-abortion legislator to pass similar laws that close down clinics and potentially making the procedure totally inaccessible. So, in effect, there will be more women traveling like the character in my film. Yeah, I'm from Missouri. And so Missouri was one of the first states to shut it down. And I'm so embarrassed by that. Because when I was a kid, organizations like Planned Parenthood were vital. I remember my mom taking me to Planned Parenthood when I became of that age. I'm so excited. I just can't thank you enough for this film. I really can't. I know that Lynn Ramsey is a huge filmmaking influence for you, but who else has influenced your filmmaking up until this point? For this movie, I went back and I watched a lot of Romanian New Wave filmmakers like Cristian Mungiu. I went back and I watched some Ken Loach movies like Lady Bird. There's a movie called Dream Life of Angels that I love that I thought so much about. It's by a filmmaker named Eric Azalka. I knew you were a deep sister because nobody can make this type of film and have it come off and resonate with audiences the way that I know it's going to without having some deep influences like that. So thank you so much for sharing that. I also know from looking at your work that you have a track record, so to speak, of dealing with the stories of blue-collar teens. What is it about that particular teenage group that draws you into wanting to convey their stories on screen? I think that especially in the first two films, it's a little less clear, what their socioeconomic status is. And in Beach Rats, the main kid is slumming it a little bit, with his friends. I wouldn't necessarily classify them all as explorations of a collar world. I think that never rarely is most an exploration of that world because it deals with very specific barriers that a person of a certain class in a certain place deals with. There's a scene in the film where they're at Port Authority. The guy that appears to be the really nice guy that looks like he really wants to help, and what he really wanted is what most guys want in a situation like that. That moment where they're making out up against that pole and her friend is standing on the other side and all they do is just touch pinky fingers. That moment is so powerful. Was that scripted? Was that something that they came up with in the process of them just acting through the moment? Did you direct them to do that? It's scripted, and that shot is it's punctuated by slow motion on screen and a tight close-up of their pinkies. Yeah, I was really thinking about how in this moment they're silently promising to each other that neither will ever tell anyone about what they did in New York. It was very powerful. Of everything in the film, that was one of the most powerful moments for me, that one moment, because it says so much with saying so little. When people see never, rarely, sometimes, always, what do you think the challenges
So there's going to be some challenges moving forward with the laws when it comes to unwanted pregnancies due to rape, incest, or economic means. So after people see never, rarely, sometimes, always, how do you think the viewing public will see those challenges moving forward after they see the film?
I hope that they obviously have more and a deeper perspective on how important having access to safe reproductive care is. And I hope that they know that they're not alone and that there are other organizations that can help cover travel funds if needed. You know, that there are ways to subsidize costs should that be an issue.
I just want to say that it has been my utmost pleasure to speak to you. I'm a huge proponent and advocate of women's rights. I'm a huge proponent and advocate of your film. I will continue to be an advocate for it, and hopefully, we will take this bad boy to Oscars 2021.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything, Eliza. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye bye. So, you guys, I love that. It was such a great film. I really enjoyed Eliza, and yeah, I really enjoyed Eliza and interviewing her. And again, the film is called Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. I'm not sure if the studio at this point is going to coordinate it being seen streaming wise, because it did open in the theaters before everything hit the fan, but hopefully we'll be able to see it, you know, in some shape or form sooner or later. Let's see, what are you guys saying? You're saying, um, Michael B is saying, I think it's going to last until the virus is gone because the life cycle of it is low. So I think folks are going to wait it out and start everything back up again. This is the thing about the virus. We don't know what it is. And to make assumptions, because we're not medical professionals, right? And we don't know what it is. We don't know the severity of it yet. We know that there is a vaccine for it, but we don't know how effective that vaccine is. Of the people that have contracted it, no one has died that we know of, but there have been some deaths regarding that particular virus. So we don't really know what it is. So I think we should just take it one day at a time and let the medical professionals make those decisions and weigh in on what that situation is, because we don't really know, truth be told. All right, so let me talk about this other movie I saw called The Hunt. The Hunt is a Blumhouse Productions title, produced by Universal Pictures. It stars Betty Gilpin, Ike Barinholtz is in it, Hilary Swank is in it. Who else is in this? It's directed by Craig Zobel, and Emma Roberts is in it. Y'all, this was the craziest movie I'd ever seen in my entire life, and it has a very interesting political statement that it's trying to make. It's trying to make a political statement about the left wing and the right wing, and what would happen if, one or the other kidnapped the other ones. And it was just crazy, and it was uber violent, but there was something about it that was kind of comical, and I don't know what that makes me, that I laughed at it and thought it was funny, but it's really not funny. It's a very disturbing kind of film. But this was probably one of the last screenings I went to, again, before the stuff hit the fan. And it was crazy. So basically, it's about these 12 strangers who wake up in a big field. They don't know where they are. They don't know how they got there. They have these big balls in their mouths that are tied around the back of their head, and they've been chosen for a very specific purpose, to be hunted. And when I say be hunted, I mean hunted like cattle. It is not cute. But at the end of the day, it leaves you wondering, could this be a reality? What would happen if this really did go down? Because the left and the right wing political parties are so extreme and so angry at each other that this actually could happen. But this movie was crazy. It was a terrible movie. Oh my God, it was so bad. But there are things about it that it makes some really good points. I don't want to tell you the points that it makes, because I want you to be informed on your own when you eventually get a chance to see it. But it was crazy as hell. I'm just saying, it was crazy. So it's called The Hunt, directed by Craig Zobel, Blumhouse Pictures and Universal and Blumhouse Productions and Universal Pictures are the ones that have brought it to life. Now, while I've been sick and shut in, well, not sick, but since I've been shut in, I watched a documentary series that I could not wait to see. I was actually trying to see this when it showed at Sundance, and I didn't get a chance to see it. But it's called McMillions, and you know that game, that Monopoly game that McDonald's has. Apparently, at some point when it first came out, it was rigged for people to win. So there was this dude that worked security at the marketing company that was in charge of running the Monopoly game, right? They were in charge of the Monopoly game pieces. He somehow got his little paws on the game pieces, and he would sell them to people in order for them to give him a cut of their winnings. So he became a multimillionaire, taking selecting people to win and then taking a cut of their money. It was bananas, crazy as hell. But it's called McMillions, and it's streaming on HBO right now. I told you guys about The Banker a little bit. That's going to be on Apple TV. It's coming up, I think, March 20th, and I've talked about it before. But it's an excellent film. I don't care what the other critics said. It was good, and I enjoyed it, and I loved it, and that's all I have to say about that. But I want to get into some news real quick before I go, because there's a lot of it, and I want to tell you guys what's been happening. So with this coronavirus thing, everything has been shut down. All of the film festivals, Tribeca, South by Southwest, Turner Classic Movies, CinemaCon, WonderCon, everything has been canceled. Talent agencies like CAA, studios like Netflix, NBC Universal, even the LA Unified School District, the New York School District, everything has been closed. The museums are allowing people to stream online. The Major League of Baseball, the NCAA, the NBA, the NHL have all canceled events. NAB has canceled their event in Las Vegas. The LA Opera has shut down. The Broadway shows have shut down. Network upfronts have shut down. I am on Superstore, and they shut down our last week of filming. There was one more day left of filming, and NBC was like, "Nope, it's a wrap." So this is what I want to impart to you. This is not only affecting regular people, but it's affecting artists. There are a bunch of concerts, a bunch of people that I know that sing background, that are musicians, actors, producers, writers. Everybody's work is being impacted. So if you know of someone and you are in a situation where you can get them a couple of dollars to help tide them over, the struggle is real. I would not be one of them, thank goodness, but there are a lot of people that are really hurting right now. So keep that in mind while we're talking about that. Some other titles, a lot of the titles from South by Southwest have been rescheduled and canceled, but the Maltons, Leonard Malton and his daughter Jessie, are trying to coordinate something this Wednesday in Los Angeles for people to see the South by Southwest titles. Some good news I want to tell you. I'm trying to get it all in before I have to go, because I know we started a little late today, but child, technology betrays me on the regular, so y'all should not be surprised by that. Oop, and that's my alarm going off. Um, so um, we want to say rest in peace to James Lipton, the host of Inside the Actors Studio. We want to address the Timothy Hutton rape accusation that put a stain on the Gloria's release. I talked about the Glorias. I saw that at Sundance. Julianne Julianne Moore and Julie Taymor has directed that. Truth Be Told, produced and starring Octavia Spencer. That has been picked up for season 2. John Boyega from Star Wars got a Netflix deal. Harvey Weinstein got sentenced to 23 years, and he has a trial pending in LA. We don't know when that trial is going to happen based on the pandemic. Frozen 2, which was supposed to be released 3 months from now, is now available right now to be streamed. Peter Rabbit 2 has been delayed by Sony. No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie, has been moved to the fall. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has postponed its 2020 inductee ceremony, which was supposed to happen on May 2nd. Those inductees included Whitney Houston, Nine Inch Nails, Notorious B.I.G., the Doobie Brothers, T-Rex, and Ahmet Artigan award recipients Bruce Springsteen, John Landau, and Irving Azoff. All of those things have been um, postponed. So this is International Women's Month. And so what I'm going to do, in lieu of the fact that I don't have any new screenings to tell you about unless somebody has sent me a link for them, I'm going to concentrate on women's titles, and we'll just find a different theme to concentrate on until things get somewhat back to normal. But I thank you guys for hanging with me and rolling with me today. Mulan did have their premiere, but the release date for the film has been delayed. It was supposed to be released, I think, around March 27th. And this is what I want to say about the coronavirus before we leave. So for those of you out there that think that the coronavirus isn't that serious and you still trying to get together with your friends and coffee houses and go out, this is real. This is a real pandemic. It is a serious situation and you need to take it serious. You need to wash your hands for 20 seconds. Make sure that you have some moisturizer on your hands so that your hands aren't cracked and dry from washing them too much. And this is the thing. Matthew Broderick's sister, Janet, bless her, she's out here in California. She was tested positive, but I hear that she's okay. And Rita and Tom Hanks tested positive. This is the thing. Those people are celebrities and they have put a face on this the same way that Rock Hudson put a face on HIV and AIDS. This is serious, y'all. But my job here is to entertain you and to make it light and fluffy. So I hope that's what I did for you today. In spite of all of our little glitches, we still brought it to you. The Curvy Critic was live and large and in charge. And I got it going on. So thanks, Brandon, Michael B, Sam, and who else? Jenna James, and everybody that joined me in the chat room today. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for rolling with us, sister. And I will be back next week. Hopefully we'll have this together by then. But until then, love, peace, and hair grease, y'all. I love you for it. Deuces.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed here